Hello, student. So my name is José Rafael. I'm from Brazil, and I am your data visualization tutor, your data visualization mentor from the Udacity. So I took a nano degree program related to data analyst some years ago. And firstly, uh, I'd like to introduce you a famous project named Titanic. It is the Titanic disaster. And basically, you can find the worksheet that you we're gonna we're gonna work here in the Kaggle website. So we have here the description of the material. You're gonna download here, and then I'd like to give you some tips so that I used a lot during my project, during my development. So for the first time, you do not have to have in your mind every kind of codes, every kind of lines. So you can search on the internet for articles like this, 28 useful commands in pandas, and you can use everything for your visualizations. Okay. Another tip I'd like to mention is related to the explanatory data analysis, some kind of tutorials that you can find on GitHub, you can find in another related websites and so on. I use a lot from older students at the same at the same at the same nano degree program or another nano degree programs. And of course, you do not have to use the whole code that they used, but you can modify something related to what you would like to show during your visualizations. Okay, this is extremely good and extremely necessary, especially for beginners. And firstly, okay, this is our worksheet. This is the Titanic data worksheet. Uh, the format is CSV, comma separated value. We have uh, the whole columns like passenger ID, survived, the class, name, sex, and so on. Every data here is separated by comma. Okay, and the total of line is 892 lines. All right. So here we have my article. So I wrote this article for my own blog. This is my blog, and this is the summary of the beginning of my article. Is so my point of view. It's extremely necessary to explain what kind of data you have, what would like to show for your audience, or for uh, for some people that you'd like to show the results. Okay, I like to use a lot GIFs in articles, and you can use I used in some projects for the Udacity project, and you can use as well. It's something funny that that show that you have a good sense of humor. Okay, and so in this part of the article, I put I put something related to the data, some information related to the data, to verify the data. Okay, we have the variables described here, like survival, sex, and ages, and the others. So, and an explanation, a short explanation related to every column. So it's necessary for your job, for your papers. Student, I'd like to highlight that it's very necessary to use descriptive statistics in your visualizations in your jobs. So here we have uh, the package called pandas that I mentioned before, like a tip. So we have the file here, the Titanic file here, displayed in a table with the whole content, uh, every columns and every lines. But I decide to only to show here the five lines, the first five lines, okay, and using only one line of code. So here we have two, of course, but one line of code we can we can do every kind of visualization, descriptive visualization. So here we have the last five lines, okay, the last five lines here to have a notion of the total material. So after that, I'd like to clean, to make a cleaning, uh, some cleanings in the worksheet. So I dropped out the column name, ticket, cabin, fare, and embarked. And I decided only to work with the passenger ID, survived, class, sex, age, and some others. So with descriptive statistics, uh, would be good to show and to show the mean, the standard deviation, the count, the 25%, 50%, 75%, and some other kind of descriptive statistics. So here we have the percentage of null values of the total registers, okay? And here we have 90% of null values for the column age. And this is good to know because you you gonna you're gonna have some problems during your development if you have some uh, new values showing in your in your worksheet. So maybe yes, maybe not. In this part we have the package named the NumPy. It's a very known and useful package that supports arrays and multidimensional matrices. So basically we have here the total of passengers, we have the total of known passengers, uh, the new data of passengers in the column age, and exactly the number of men and the number of women respectively. So we have 53 men and 124 women. Okay. So in this part, I'd like to mention the package named Matplotlib. It's very known and useful package for make some plots like this. So in this part we have the total passenger visualization. So in blue, the column blue, we have the male, and the green column we have the female. Okay. And another important thing that I'd like to mention is you need to make some good questions for yourself, like this. The survivor the survival rate of the first class was higher than the second and third classes. So in this plot, we can see that uh, we have columns separated by the first, the second, and third class. So in the first class, we can see that uh, more people survived than died. And in contrast, in the third class, much more people died. I can answer this question in two descriptions basically. So I use the group by command to put the data in 3 columns: survived, gender, and classes. And we can see here that and 0 for died people, 1 for survivors. So for women, for the first class, and the percentage of survivors are 97%. The men are 30. The man is 37%. And for the second class, women survived 92%, and men only 15%. And for the last and third class, women survived 50%, and men just 13%. And the last data and I'd like to mention is related to age. I use the same command, group by, to put the data in age, to separate the data in ages. Okay? And from 0 to 13 years old, around 58% of people survived. And the data is higher than the other ones, the last groups of data, the last group of ages. Okay, so this is basically what I'd like to show you, and I'd like to say that it would be a great opportunity for me to work like a mentor and more times. And thank you so much.